Hello, hello, Josie here. Are you ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and are you sure? Okay, here we go. Premarital sex has gotten a lot of people in trouble. It's gotten a lot of people addicted to something that they believe they deserve and or need and or have to have. And because they have that attitude, a lot of people have that attitude, they are willing to engage in risky behavior to get it. Then they also see that, and or they believe that there's a benefit to not being married, not being attached, because they can then go and have premarital sex with anybody that they desire, anybody that they choose. And in their mind, they're not guilty, and or they do not feel guilty for doing so. But you have adulterers. You also have those that are in relationships that will engage in that same behavior and think that they're okay in doing so because they're not getting what they desire at home, and or they want to have fun and they want to dibble and dabble for pleasure. And, of course, have their main thing at home. That security at home. The danger, and or what that has led to, is the danger of STDs, HIV. The numbers have been climbing in different communities very quickly, exponentially. Not only that, you have a lot of upset and angry individuals, broken hearts, people that were used for their sex, used for their love, lied to, abused, mistreated. And then that person will take what happened to them in a previous relationship or a previous sexuationship and then take that into their next relationship and or their next hookup. Yes, you have people that will get used, taken advantage of, mistreated. They figure, the best way to get over somebody is to engage with somebody else and do the same thing to them. That has got to be the dumbest thing I have ever heard. These are people that will also pass along these STDs, HIV, to other people and feel justified in doing so because somebody gave it to them. So, the more and more that I process this and think about it, the more and more that I have dealings with individuals that want to treat me and or other people as if there's some kind of fetish, or as if there's some kind of fling, or that they're not worthy or desirable of more than just a sexuationship or a semi-relationship, the more I'm not even interested. That's why I have been celibate for a long time now, by choice. Not because I can't get it, not because nobody is interested, but because I know how a lot of people think and how the behaviors of others can affect me in the wrong way. The last person that I decided to give a chance, I believe this person was sent towards me to turn my life upside down. Let me tell you this person, I believe they played a part and or a role in trying to get me attached and or addicted and or hooked to them sexually, physically, and then they would start to pull away slowly, thinking that that would make me try even harder. And that did not work. I saw this person actually from a mile away. And in the beginning, when we were first talking, I emphatically told this person, do not lie to me. And the reason why I told him, do not lie to me, was because I can read through the bullshit of these individuals. I can see the games that they're playing. that means you don't have to just lie with words. You can lie with your intentions. You can lie with your attitude. You can lie with your behavior. But see, he didn't even think that deep. He thought that if he didn't say certain things, that was not lying to me. But it was. And he showed me so much more. Do you know that this motherfucker is actually still trying to get me back today? This motherfucker is sending different things towards me, projections, trying to enter my dream state, trying to get me to recall and remember the times we had. When I tell you, they weren't that great. It was not that desirable. It was not that pleasurable. I gave him a chance. And do you know who told me to give this person a chance? God told me to give this person a chance. Because I was this person's last hope to see how he was going to treat me and his behaviors towards me. Because God does not play about me. And I've said this before. I am a test for a lot of people. But they don't realize that they are being tested until they cross me. I can be a blessing or I can be a lesson. And people learn. They learn that there are some people that you should not play with. You should not mess with. You should not deceive. You should not take advantage of. Doesn't matter how horny you are. It doesn't matter who sends them in your direction. It doesn't matter. It comes down to your intentions. This is also someone that could have and possibly would have given me an STD and or HIV because of their behaviors away from me that they were engaging in. They were taking my energy and sharing that with other people. And that's a no-no. Your sexual energy is sacred. Your sexual space, your private parts, that energy is sacred. That is not just for any and everybody to have access to. That's why God said, do not engage in sex until you are married. A lot of people have gotten themselves involved in relationships, whether it's situationships, where they are engaging in sexual activities with their partner that they are not married to. They have gotten to a lot of problems. One of those is babies out of wedlock. That's a big problem. Another one of those is STDs, HIV, illnesses, diseases. Another one of those is baby mamas. Being a baby mama to a man that has several baby mamas because they're just laying their seed everywhere. Not only that, those that have mental issues and problems to where if you do them the wrong way, they'll attack you. They'll harass you. They'll stalk you. Same thing that this guy and a few others have done towards me because I ended the relationship. Because I did not accept their behavior. And they wanted to hold on to me, and I was not interested. You remember that movie, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate? Marcus and Brandy. Brandy tried to warn Marcus, don't play with me. She pushed him off several times, his attempts to take her out, court her, so on and so forth, but all he wanted to do was get in her pants. He made a bet with his friends that he would be able to have sex with Brandy by a certain time. And Marcus made the mistake of using those 3 words that you better be careful using if you don't mean them. I love you. When he said I love you to Brandy, she opened herself up to Marcus even more and let him in. And as soon as he got what he wanted, as soon as he got the draws, dog, he called his friend to let him know that he got her. He had sex with her. And then the next morning, he dipped. He wasn't interested too much anymore. That same night, right? It was her birthday. She wanted him to come through for her birthday. She planned a whole meal, had a birthday cake and everything. But see, Marcus was interested in his friend that he had for years. This girl that he knew for years that was in the service, in the military. That's what Marcus really wanted. That's who Marcus really wanted. He was just playing with Brandy. But Brandy told him not to play with her. Meaning Marcus didn't believe her. Marcus thought that she was just joking. He didn't care. He got in and he just jumped right out of it, right? What happened to Marcus? Brandy stalked him, harassed him, fucked with his car, messed with his business, set the business on fire basically, harassed his mother. And then Brandy was going to kill him because of how he treated her. After she warned him in the beginning, I'm not someone that you want to play with. See, you have people out there that will be honest and forward up front with people about what they expect and what they don't want. But people will not listen because all they care about is just getting the draws, getting in between the legs, getting off. And that can get them so fucked up. Now, I said all that. I shared all that. So now go into this. And I want you to hear me very good right now. I really want you to listen to this. These females are not taking any chances with these men. If they find a man that they like, they will go to great lengths to keep that man. When I tell you great lengths, I'm telling you great lengths to keep that man. Whatever they got to do. And I'm not talking about just sexually. Yeah, that's part of it. Putting roots on that man. Putting stuff in his food. Doing witchcraft. They will do the most to keep that man until they don't want that man anymore. Or until that man is able to break whatever hex, curse, spell that they're under by that woman. These women are not taking, these females are not taking any losses. They're tired of taking losses. I can't say the same for men. But these females, they're becoming ruthless in how they keep the man that they're interested in. Especially if he's a good one. If he has money, that's the most important to a lot of these females. The money. And then on top of that, these females will play these men and cheat on these men with other men. Some of these females have 4, 5 different dudes that are all interested in them, that all do something for them. When you come up short. And let the right one of these guys be able to put her in a position that she really wants, she will leave that main guy for the other guy. It's called a roster. Men have a roster too, but see, they're not even thinking like that really. Men are just having the roster for different holes they can put their thing in. and get off in. Yeah, there may be some perks to each one. This one does this or this one does that or whatnot, but a lot of it is superficial shit. And there are a lot of men that have peaked game and have decided to just do away with it. That's why you have a lot of these men that are so-called down low, engaging with men for sexual pleasure to get their needs met. And they're not even messing with females. Or they're messing with one or two females, dating them to see if they have any potential, but they always have that male friend that they can fall back on, and or that they have a regular thing with. It's deep, and it's raw. It's raw. Because a lot of these men, like I said, they're about getting that nut. They want the nut. They want the sexual pleasure. Even if it's coming from a man. They want the sexual pleasure. So I'm telling you right now, a lot of individuals are not going to have the relationships that they truly desire and or need. A lot of these people are going to be in relationships that they're tied to, that they're forced to have a relationship with, an attachment with. And that usually tends to be through having children. That's one way, but that has really kind of dissipated with a lot of people. You know, they'll have the kid, but they won't attach themselves to the woman and getting married. Not everybody, but a lot of people. They don't want to marry the person that they're having a kid with, because they don't want to have a kid with the person that they engage with, because it was just a hookup. It was just a fun time. It was just a fling. It was just a situationship. It was not anything serious. But now you're bringing a child into this world. That's serious. A lot of y'all need to get right with God as well too. Especially those that are calling out a lot of other people, talking a whole lot of shit about a lot of people and how they're wrong or this is wrong and so on and so forth, but they don't put that magnifying lens on their own lives. They don't look at themselves in the mirror and dissect themselves and call themselves out for stuff. They're always calling out and looking at other people and talking about other people and putting other people down. You're going to have a conversation with God at some point in time. You're going to be convicted. You're going to be judged. And then what? You're going to try to blame that on us? Some of y'all do. But no, that's not our fault. That's your fault. Your choices, your decisions. I'm tired of all these STD, STI cases, HIV cases. I'm tired of all this sexual promiscuity. I'm tired of people in relationships where you can tell, you know, they don't like the person they're with. But they're with them because they have some kind of root or spell word or some kind of attachment or addiction. Also, let's not forget, money is a big factor in a lot of these relationships too, as well as these marriages. Money, which is said to be the root of all evil. The love of money. So a lot of these people love money so much they will attach themselves to someone that they do not love, do not like because of the money. They will have children with someone they do not love, do not like because of the money. And then justify going out and engaging in sex with people outside of their marriage and getting other people caught up in adultery. Ask me how I know. That's another one of the reasons why I'm celibate. I'm tired of these men fucking lying. and giving me a whole bunch of bullshit and thinking I'm going that the bullshit's gonna hold up. So, I'm gonna leave it at that. Gotta go. Bye.